Hi, San Miguel Camp Perspective. Today we have our board and train Stella. Stella was here for 1 week for a prong. We start off her training with prong, and then we're working to e-collar. So today we're going to be going over how to find the working number for e-collar. So with prong, we did a little review with her, and she's not taking food from us anymore. She used to take food, but now she's not taking food anymore, so it's fine. It's not going to affect the training or anything, but it would have improved it or made it more comfortable for her. But we're going to have the prong still on, just so it's something that she recognizes and it can help her throughout the training, so it's just not all of a sudden just e-collar. What else? So yeah. She's on the Dogtra 1900 S Black Edition, and this collar has 127 levels. So we're going to find out what level is for Stella. I don't know what level it's going to be. Stella will let us know. With the e-collar placement, before we get started with the numbers and everything, placement between the jawline here, we don't try to avoid the contact points being under the Adam's apple, and then avoiding the top of the neck. For the neck, for the top of the neck can become too sensitive, and then here, just the pressure on the Adam's apple could be uncomfortable. So we typically go around here, or maybe like behind the ear, just anything on the side and on the left side as well. If you're going to have it for a certain period amount of time, more than an hour, make sure to rotate it every hour, or depending on the dog's skin, but make sure to rotate it, because then you'll get pressure sores and it'll become a hot spot, and then it could just become irritating for the dog and everything. What else? We are going to be using the Nick button, this bumpy one. So this is the front, this is the pager, so the vibrate. We're not going to be using this. This is the on button, that blue one. Or no, it's black. The other ones are blue, but this black one. But the side with the two buttons on it, we're going to be using the Nick, which is the first bumpy one. Then the next one is a continuous, we're not going to be using. So the difference is Nick, this bumpy one, is a quick Nick. This is a little longer, like tap. So it's like, think of like, hold on a second. This would sound like tap, tap, tap. And if we tapped this one quickly, it'd be tap, tap, tap. And this one has also more power. And then if you hold this down, it will go on until you let go. Obviously with the safety emergency stuff, it'll turn off after a certain period amount of time. But this, if you hold it, it will not continue. Excuse me. And then you have your knob at the top. The lights on this color, blue light means it's good, fully charged, or just, I think, above 50%. Yellow's maybe like 50%. No, not yellow, purple. And it goes blue, purple, red. Purple's halfway, red is gonna die. The battery on this is not the same as that, because there's 3 little bars here for the remote, and that has a separate battery. So they'd be charged either together, or if one's dead, you can only charge the one. It doesn't really matter. And then when you turn it off, that has a button on it, and you hold it until the light goes away, and so does this. What else? That's it, really? So we're gonna go ahead, find the number. I already have it fitted on her and everything. What else? So I'm gonna go ahead and start at 5, give 3 taps. And then if we don't see the reaction we're looking for, bump it 3, bump it 5. So 1, 2, 3, tap, no, wait, sorry. We give 3 taps, and then we bump it 5. And then, so what we're gonna be looking for is the connection level, the perception level, and then the working levels. That's the connection is when we reach a certain number where there's like a twitch, but Stella doesn't care maybe. So for example, let's say, we'll use a scenario, she's looking at a squirrel. We give a tap, tap, tap. We see the twitch, but she's still looking at the squirrel. Okay, we got connection, but we don't have the full like working number. So then we go a little higher, then we get to a certain number where Stella might look and then look back, and like she'll feel it and like kind of like, you know, she'll start to perceive it. But then we go higher, and then we should get a reaction where she might disengage from it and then maybe like move around next to us and sit down. So that's like, okay, that's the number we're looking for. So that's just an example of what we're looking for. But here, same thing for work, connection, and perception, but for working, we might see her move around or maybe lay down or stand up and sit next to me, like in the heel position maybe. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and start. I'm at 5. Again, the Nick button, the bumpy one, and then I'm gonna be saying tap, tap, tap. That's my rhythm. If I say tap, 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 that is my rhythm as well. Tap, tap, tap. No response. 10. Tap, tap, tap. 15. Tap, tap, tap. Good. 20. Tap, tap, tap. Good. 25. Tap. And if you land on tap, tap. If you land on like 26, 24, it's fine. 30. Tap, tap, tap. Good. I know she's perceiving it. 35. Tap. So you see the twitch right here. Tap, tap. Good. So we're going to keep it at 35 for now. Good girl. This is Stella. Good girl. We're going to keep it at 35 for now. But you saw how it went from she's opening her mouth, panting, and then I was tapping at 5, nothing. She's still panting. Then I hit, I think it was like, we're at 35. I think I hit like 15, and then she stopped panting, and then she kind of like looked around. So that's perception. But then we hit a certain number, and then we saw more contraction. And then on my 3rd tap, she got up and like kind of got closer to me. What was that? She kind of got closer to me, which is what we're looking for. So we're going to start 35 for her obedience for now. I'll try to remember to let you guys know what number I start off with it before every video, but this video is just going to be how to find her number. You're going to want to keep repeating this process for the few first times, just so then, since you're new and everything, eventually you'll start to get the general range of like, you know, on walks, this is her number. But when we're going to do like ball time and we want to train her during ball time, this is going to be her number. Or we're going to go to Oz Park, the busiest park near Chicago, we're going to have to be at this number. So what I'm trying to say is it's going to be changing. If for some reason, let's say Stella yelped, no worries. I don't, you know, I'm not sorry. I mean, I'm not going to be like, oh no, Stella, because then that's like giving energy of like making her feel like, yeah, that's bad. Like if you don't like it, why should I like it? So try being very neutral with it. If you get a yelp, it could be one surprise or maybe contact, you know, happens to be changing. No worries, just dip down your number and then keep going on, keep moving on. Hi, it's Enrique, the Canine Perspective. Today we have Stella, our boarding train. In this video, we're going to be going over heel with e-collar. So we already went heel with prong collar, or just like basic leash walking skills with the prong. But for the e-collar, it's a little more stricter and less leash using. I do have the prong collar on in case she tries to shut down, but the prong collar will help her because she recognizes prong collar. What else? So yeah, so heel, to sum it up, it's walk with me, stay with me, sit when I stop. If I take 5 steps, Stella takes 5 steps. If I take 4, she takes 4. If I'm walking, if I'm running, she's running with me. If I all of a sudden slow down, she matches my pace to slow down. And if I stop, she sits, automatically sits. And this is all done with a slack leash in any environment. And then that's under the heel command. And then whenever I break her, she's able to be a dog and get released from the heel command. But once heel is cued, we expect that level of obedience and focus. So when we're teaching this, I'm going to start walking with Stella. She may pass me, she might not, because she's already done a little bit of foundation work. So I might try to trick her up, just so she's getting exposed to the e-collar. But usually when I walk, she's most likely going to pass me. So once I see her pass, I'm gonna tap and then do a 180. So for example, I'm walking. So I start walking. Stella passes me. Once I see that right shoulder passes me, so what heel looks like right here is her right shoulder parallel to my left leg. Once that shoulder passes, tap, 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 and then once she's back here, no pressure, just keep walking. If she's lagging, which means she's falling behind, then I'm going to be tapping for there as well and keeping my movement forward. I don't pause or anything for her. I keep moving and tapping until she comes to my side. If she goes to my right side, I'm gonna gently pull left just for pressure and then tap, tap, tap until she flushes out back to my left side. What else? Always smiling. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'm not gonna say any words for now, just the foundation of it. So if I walk, good. Good. Tap. Good girl. Good. So right there she lagged a little bit, so I tapped and she immediately rushed to my left side. Good. Slow turn. Good. There was no tap there. Slow turn. Good girl. That's fine for now. Yes, good girl. Good. So here, tap, tap. Good. Slow to a stop. Good girl. So yeah, she's got a good foundation. I just want to show real quick that. So now what I'm going to be doing is just to show how she's taking the e-collar for you guys. I'm going to be walking and kind of like drastically change speed. Just because this is training mode, we can kind of trick up the dog just to make him really focus. If we were out in a walk, for example, we wouldn't do this because we're in walking mode. We're just casually walking. This is training mode, so just to like, you know, give her that feeling of the e-collar. So right here, I'm gonna start walking. Tap. Good. 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 So yeah, she's glued to me. Good. There will be other opportunities to see what the e-collar, really is with the place command. But for the heel, you know, it's typically, you know, once she passes me, she hasn't yet turning or tapping first and then turning until she comes back to your left side. We like to tell the owners once the right shoulder is aligned with your left leg, she's good. If it passes even an inch, tap turn, always. There's no just tap and just continue walking. It's always tap and then turn because they need something to redirect to. If you let it inch, so like, I forget the saying, but basically if her shoulder passes an inch and you're like, she's fine, she's walking near me, it's good enough. It's gonna turn to 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, and it's just gonna keep getting greater, and then it's gonna affect the obedience overall and the relationship with you and Stella. So being very strict with her, where she's at and how much she's focusing. So don't allow gray area, be very black and white. They thrive on black and white, and like discipline. What else? So for the heel, another command that goes in hand with this is like the break command. So let's say I'm doing a walk. It's better if we're outside and we approach a little like lane of grass. I come to the grass, I do a stop, see if she sits. If she doesn't sit, similar to Prong, we pull up, but now we're gonna be tapping. So if she's not sitting, it's simply giving pressure up, keeping it it's like static, and then tap, tap, until she puts the butt down, relax, and then break. And then she can go potty, do her thing, and just be a dog or whatever. And then when you're ready for your walk, you'd simply just turn and start tapping. And if she's still smelling, keep tapping. If she's not recognizing the number, then you might need to bump it because she's smelling something. But yeah, just turn, tap, keep walking until she catches up, because the tap is your cue technically. But then we'll discuss how to use the word heel, but just making it simple for you guys how to teach it and kind of how she's taking the e-collar. Right? Good girl. Hi, it's San Miguel Camp Perspective. Today we have Stella, our board and train. She's on e-collar right now. In this video, we're going to be going over heel, using the word heel, left turns, right turns, stopping, and that's it. So now we're going to use the word heel. Using this word, we're going to be pairing it with a little bit of body language. So it's going to be heel, left leg, and continue walking. We always want to start with the left leg when we cue the word heel, because in more advanced training, left leg is heel with no words said. Left leg is heel and right leg is stay. So if, for the advanced training and everything, it's nothing that hard to do. It's just being consistent. If I come to stop and then I start my right leg, Stella just automatically stays. If I come to a stop and then continue with my left leg, she knows to follow. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So again, heel, and then we walk. And then also I'm just giving a lot of slack because we're in training mode. So we want like a J, kind of like this. My leash isn't that long, but if it was longer and it was down here, that'd be incorrect because, well, not incorrect, it'd just be harder for you guys because she would constantly be stepping over it and we have to constantly be readjusting. If we have it here short, the weight doesn't allow her to learn, so she's not gonna be making mistakes. So we want slack like this. So again, heel, left leg, good. Good. So here, tap, tap, good. And then I'm going to slow to a stop, good. And then again, heel, left leg, good. Good. Slow to a stop. Good girl. Some praise. Just take food. Heel, left leg. Good. And I'm going to slow down to another stop. Good girl. So 2 things. Heel, slowing down to a stop. So similar to driving, when we're going to come to a stop sign, we want to slow down prior. Or just in general, let's say we're driving and we need to stop. We wouldn't just slam the brakes because then car behind us is going to crash. So if you're going for a walk with Stella on a trail or consistently going a certain speed, and then you need to stop. And if you just stop automatically or all of a sudden, not automatically. If you stop all of a sudden, Stella's probably going to keep going because whoa, we just stopped. So we want to be fair to her. So we want to slow down 3 to 4 steps before and then we stop. So that we also know that she's paying attention, and it's also letting her know that there's going to be a change. So like driving, we want to slow down first because then our brake lights come on. The driver behind us is like, okay, something's going to happen. Let me slow down just to be safe. So same thing here. Next, we're going to be discussing left turns or right turns. We'll go over left turns first. Left turns is going to be a little more complicated. So same thing, we're going to be in heel. We're going to slow down. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to start walking, right? So heel. We're going to start walking, and then we're going to use our right leg, left leg, and then right again. Good. I'm going to slow down. She's paying attention. Good. Here's the right leg, left leg, right leg. So we're also making like an end of a square, kind of. Slow down. Right leg, left leg, right leg. Good. Again, I'm going to slow down. She's paying attention. Good. Right leg, left leg, right leg. Yes, Stella. Good girl. Again. Right leg, left leg, right leg. Good girl. Right leg, left leg, right leg. And I'm going to slow down to a stop. Yeah, good girl. So, so we want to make sure we're slowing down. Lets us know she's paying attention. If we slow down and she's not paying attention and we still try to do the left turn, and so if she's not paying attention, which means she's passing, so let's say I'm slowing down, she doesn't slow down with me, not paying attention, and I try doing it, she's gonna kind of like flip out and she's gonna be a little messy there. So we wanna make sure she's slowing down. If she doesn't slow down with us, do the correctional turn. So it's gonna be tap and turn. So yeah, now we're gonna go over right turns. So heel, left leg, good, slow down. This is the right turn, so it's gonna be left leg, right leg, and then left leg, good. Yes, a good girl, Stella. Again, slow down, good girl. Left leg, right leg, left leg, good. Slow down. Left leg, right leg, left leg. Yeah. Good girl. Left leg, right leg, left leg. Yeah. Good girl. So that's similar to the correctional turns, except we're just using more leg movements for her to like kind of get the hint and like turn with us. 1 second, I'll fix this because it's pinching me. Okay. So now I'm going to mix it up a little bit for you guys. We shouldn't be tapping during the turns unless we turn and then she's not following. So like maybe if I'm turning too slow, she might think we're stopping. So then I want to tap for her to catch up. So I'm going to mix it up. Heel. Good. We'll start now. Okay. We'll do a left turn. Right, left, right. Good girl, Stella. Good girl. I'm going to do a right turn. Left leg, right leg, left leg. Another right turn. Make sure to slow down. Good. She's slowing down with me. Left, right, left. Good. I'm going to do a left turn. Slow down. Right, left, right. And if you end up bumping her, no worries. As long as it's like not the stomach area. So she won't flip out. Slow down. Right leg, right leg. Good girl. Good girl, Stella. Right, left, right. Using like the sidewalk cracks can help you because you want to stay on those cracks. Make sure you're going in a straight line. So when you're practicing this before your walk, before that. So the heel word, I'm just using it now just so she's getting used to hearing it and understanding what heel is. After this session, since she's already starting to get used to it, when I say heel, we're only going to say it once, heel, and then we walk, we stop, we don't say it again, we just move to the left leg again. So just saying heel once. And then with the turns, what you can do is, do your potty break. Whenever you're ready, heel, start walking. If she's not following, tap until she comes to your side and keep walking. And then you're starting your walk. Before you officially start your walk, do 5 left turns and 5 right turns, mix them up, and then continue your walk. I'll just repeat it again. You don't want to say heel every single time you stop. Or maybe she's breaking from heel, right? Maybe she's passing you. Don't repeat heel. It's just tap and turn. If she's widening, she's going to your left. Keep moving and just tap. We only say heel when we're starting the walk only. All right, so make it the camera perspective. Today we have Stella, our board and train. And this video, we're going to be going over the place command. That's good. So place, once cued, Stella should go there, not hop off. Kind of same thing with Prong, but she goes to place. She's not allowed to hop off the perimeter. She can sit, stand, lay down, chew on a bone, do whatever she like, as long as she's on the perimeter. So when we're teaching this Prong, all we did was kind of like use the pressure to bring her there. So now what we're going to be doing is using pressure as like last time, but now we're going to be using e-collar at the same time. And then no words again. So here's pressure, tap, good. Good girl, good girl, break. Good, and I'm again going to be doing all sides. Good. Tap, 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 tap. Good. Good girl, break. Good girl. Tap, good. Good girl, break. Good, and this is just the sending part. So there's 2 parts to place. Good. Leash, tap, good. That's a good girl, Stella. Break. So I'm gonna just hold her here. Good. Pressure, tap. Good girl. So she's got a good concept of like pressure going there. So I wanna make sure it's the e-collar doing it. So now we're gonna start doing e-collar first. So tap, tap, tap. If nothing, then we use the leash to help her. Break. Come on, Stella. So kind of like this. I'm at 42, by the way. So I'm gonna give it tap, 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 tap. Good. And release pressure. Good. Break. Repeat this again. Good. Good girl. So tap. Yes, good girl, Stella. That's it. Break. So you saw on that one, I tapped and I did not need the leash to help her. She kind of just, figured it out by herself. Good girl. So here, tap. Good. Yeah. Break. Come on. Yeah. Oh, you can't jump. You can't jump. So here, good girl. Tap. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. I'll get your foot there. Yes, good girl. Break. We'll do one more. I'm slowly increasing my distance. Good. Good. Tap. Tap. Yes. Good girl. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's the way. Break. So now I'm going to be using the word place. So it's going to be place, no response, then it's going to be tap, and then if no response there, then leash pressure. Place. Good, there's no tapping there. Break. Good, just hold her back here. She's not in heel or anything, so I'm not tapping when she goes there by herself. I'm just pulling her back. Place. Good girl. So now I'm gonna do a little walk around here. So here, I'm gonna pause, tap, good. See what she does. It's a rock. Good. Good. Good girl. So the send off, we started with shh. Oh, we have a corgi who's asleep. I think he was having a bad dream. So we start with the send off. Leash pressure with e-collar first. Then we did e-collar and leash pressure if needed. She was doing good. Now we're doing place, tap if needed, and then she should go. I'm only pressing this side just so you guys can see, but we would go around all areas for her. But now this is like the duration part of it. Kind of like just staying there. So one time when I was walking around here, she wanted to get up, for correcting that, I would do the walk around, and then once she gets up, I pause. I have my leash set up, so I'm going to start tapping first, and then the leash, because I want to know what she's doing wrong. So then I saw her retract her paw, which is good. So yeah, I mean, place is a very useful command. You know, if you're having guests over and they don't like dogs, for example, and you tell Stella place, she goes there, it makes your guests comfortable because they're like, oh wow, they have control under their dog. And then she just minds her own business there. You can use her dog bed, a placemat like this, a lifted dog bed, a yoga mat, a towel, anything that has a solid perimeter that can help Stella differentiate what's on and what's off. When you're going to have her for a certain period of time, you want to take baby steps. So you want to start off close by, so close to you. So for example, what you can do if you're working from home, you can work from home on your computer, have her bed or a towel next to you, cue the word place, step on the leash. Always have the short leash when you're first teaching it, and then your remote to correct her. Like any other command we teach, we do not repeat place. It's just correcting. So if she hops off, we do not repeat place, because then you're resetting everything, and then she's learning that when I hop off, oh, they said it back again. They said it again. Okay, I'll just hop back on. When I'm going to hop off. Oh, they said it again. Let me hop back on. Versus correcting, when she hops off, she's like, okay, I don't like this feeling. Okay, I have to go back here, and then she starts to learn that every time I hop off, I get this feeling. So you want to start close by. Next to you, if you're watching a movie, have her next to you with her bed, cueing the word place, and then starting to work your way the distance. Time does not matter, so you can have her there for 4 hours if you'd like. If you want her to learn how to stay on place for 4 hours, practice for 5 hours, so that 4 hours is not such a big deal to her. It's a piece of cake. Always have the short leash on for the beginning until you see some consistency. And then you can start distancing the placemat. So let's say you want to watch a movie or you're working from in your office. Have her bed in the corner maybe and the short leash on. Make sure you close the door so she doesn't escape or get the chase or anything. But yeah, so start small, work your way up there. Time, you don't need to take the baby steps. You can just do it right away. If she starts to chew the bed, you can correct that. Just give her a tap. Just being aware that she might associate the tap with being on place. So when you tap, she might hop off place, but you want to keep tapping then, because she's hopping off place, bring her back while tapping, and then once she goes back there, release the pressure. She's going to be like, what? Why did I just, I don't know, she's going to be a little confused, but then once you keep repeating it, once she keeps chewing the bed and you keep correcting it, she will figure it out really quickly. That's why she's getting tapped for. Right, Stella? Do not chew on the bed. What else? So here, when we're practicing it, we have columns and we have tethers. So when we do duration work throughout the day, she's tethered to it, giving her enough leash to make the mistakes. We want to see mistakes so that we can correct them. So if she's tethered, I'm here training, like for example, right now I have an e-collar of a dog, and every time if they want to hop off, I can simply tap and they should retract and go back to the place. So same thing for Stella. And we do this for a few hours throughout the day, so she's starting to get the duration in her work now. So when she goes home, it should be simpler. What else? That's pretty much it for place. You can give her a bone to chew on if you like. Place can be anything, really. Do not say down, or don't give a command while she's on place, because let's say if you knew down, you say down on place, but then you just want her to so place down. You might miss her getting back up, and then that's going to affect the training overall. For example, she's going to know, okay, I'm in down, let me sit up. Oh, I got away with that. So what if I get away with all these other things, When releasing her from place, approaching her first, close, then break, like this, and then pull her away. We do not want to release Stella from any stationary command, because let's say we break her from a distance, like say we sit on the couch, she's over there in the corner on her bed, Stella break, and then she breaks. Now she knows that she's able to get released off the bed from a distance. So then you might have a situation where maybe she recognizes what time she gets braked, or how you break her. So let's say you walk around and you face her and you say break. So every time you walk away, you turn around, she might think you're gonna say break, so she's gonna wanna hop off. So always approach her to the bed, or approach the bed when she's on it, or whatever she's placed on, and then say break. But yeah, that's it. Right, Stella? You wanna stay on there? Break. Come on. Hi, it's San Miguel Canine Perspective. Today we have Stella, our new board and train. And in this video, we're going to be going over the stay command. So right now, Stella is in a heel. So if you wanted her to stay here, we can't say sit because she's already in the sitting position. So that's when the stay command comes in handy. So if she's laying down, we want her to stay laying down, we would say stay. So when we're using the stay, how we're teaching it, what I'm going to be doing is waving my left hand in front of Stella, pivoting out with my right foot, and having my leash in a way to assume she's going to break it, to correct her and everything. So right here, wave the left hand, stay, pivot out with the right foot, and then face Stella. Good. Good girl. Yes, good Stella. Again, I'll show you guys. Wave the left hand, stay, pivot out the right foot, and having this leash like this. So the reason why we want the leash like this is because if she breaks it, we're able to just pull up and tap. If I have it here or like this, she's able to come near me, and then I would have to bring her back. I would have to bring her back and then correct her. So here, if she gets up, I just pull up, tap, tap until the butt goes down. So now I'm going to do a walk around here. So here, tap, good, and then relax, and I continue my walk around. Good girl. Yes, a good girl. You're not taking food, so I gotta pet you. Good girl. So that's pretty much how it kind of goes. If I'm doing a walk around, so for example, stay. If I'm doing a walk around and she gets up, I pause, pull up, tap, tap, and she puts the butt down. If you're doing, so here, tap, tap, good. Good girl. Good. Heel. Good. Slow to a stop. Good girl. Stay. Good girl. So now she's still in a stay. I was just repeating stay to show you guys how to do it, but she's still in a stay. So if I pivot out, she should stay. Good girl. So smart. So smart. What else? This is like the least used command. When you're practicing this, what you can do is maybe if you're doing like a little potty break, let's say she does the number 2, put her back in a heel, come to either near it, I guess, and then have her sit, issue the stay, pick it up, throw it away, come back, good girl. Or you can pick it up first, put her in the stay, and then throw it away, whatever's easiest. You can do it at stoplights. Let's say you're coming to a crosswalk, stay, do a little walk around, good girl, green light, good, we go, heel. Or sometimes we go to Home Depot. So if you want to take Stella to Home Depot, you can absolutely do that. You go in the side aisles, and then when you're going to approach a main aisle, we do stay, we pivot out, and then we look, make sure that it's clear, like there's no heavy machinery and or dogs. And then once we're good, heel, and then we continue the walk. When she breaks it, this is just in general for our program, we don't repeat commands. If she breaks it, we don't say stay. Again, we just up, tap, and just let it correct. What else? Let's say she lays down. What I would do is pull up, tap, tap, tap. Once she sits up, relax, and then relieve the pressure because she did what you wanted. Hi, it's San Miguel Perspective. Today we have Stella, a board and trained dog, puppy. And in this video we're going to be going over the downed and sits command. So down, she already has a foundation with prong. So right now, good girl, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using the prong to bring her down and then also tapping at the same time, just so she's feeling the e-collar and prong, because she knows prong, she knows down with prong. So once she feels the pressure from the prong and feeling e-collar, she's starting to associate the both of them, if that makes sense. So here, we did the foot type, I believe. So here's leash, so here's a tap. Good girl. Yeah. So she kind of hesitated with the tap, break. Once I tap, she kind of slowed more down, but then she continued with it, which is good. Good girl. So left foot on leash, giving pressure. Once you get pressure, tap. Good. Break. Good girl. I'm not worried about her duration of being down, just her getting used to the pressure. Good girl. Tap. Good. And right there, I kind of moved fast with her. Break. I didn't just, like, you know, force her down. She ended up going fast. My foot hit the ground faster. Good. So here again. Tap. Good girl. Break. So now let's see if if we can just tap and she'll recognize the good girl. Kind of like the image for her. So I'm just gonna give a tap. Tap. Almost. I'm giving it a tap. Tap. Very slow, Stella. Very slow, Stella. Good girl. Break. Do a few more. 4 more. Good. So now she just kind of wants to go down before she gets tapped, which is normal. So here. Good. Tap. Tap. Good. Good girl. Break. So now I'm going to start being a little more strict with the positioning if she's going down in. So she keeps curling around here. Good. So I'm going to step on the leash, but not for pressure. Just keep her in one position. So here. Good. Tap. Better. She's still curl. Break. And then one more. Good. Wait. She's already recognizing the foot. Good. So here, tap. Tap. Yeah, she'll lay on my feet. We'll worry about that later. Break. But as long as she's comfortable with the pressure work, that's fine. Just want to see how she's doing with that. But now we can start using the word. So it's going to be down, and then if nothing, then we tap. Down. Good girl. Yes, a good girl. Break. So pull up for just a sit. Good. Down. Good girl. Break. Shh. Same thing. Down. Good girl. So here, give it a tap. Good girl. Break. So the other way we teach down is with the shoulders. I cannot recall if we did that in her other video. She's gone for a little bit. So here I'm gonna give pressure up. Good. So when we're using shoulder pressure, we're gonna want our hands in like an angle, kind of like this. Oh, I'm sorry. Kind of like this, because if you go straight down, she can't fold. So dogs fold when they go down. So if we go in an angle, she's able to fold. I'm not going to be forcing too much force, because if I'm using too much force, that means my number is not high enough. So it's just going to be pressure to guide her down. So here, I'm touching her back. Now I'm going to apply pressure, and then a tap, tap, good, tap, good, tap, good. Good girl. I'm sorry I smacked you. It's an accident. Break. We'll do 2 more. Good. Tap. Tap. Good. Easter Stella. Break. But either way works. You want to do it. The shoulder's easier because then it's right here, you know, you don't have to step on the leash and everything. So here, pressure, tap. Good. Tap. Good. Good girl. Break. 1 more. Good girl. Shoulder. Tap. Tap. Good. Good. So, tap. Here. Tap. 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 57. Tap. 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 Good. Tap. Good. Good. So for here, I'm going to see how she's doing the duration with it. So yeah, both ways work. Just getting up here, tap. Good. Both ways work. Doesn't really matter, whatever's easiest for you. The shoulder's easiest because it's right here, you know, versus the stepping on the leash, you gotta like, you know, step on the leash and everything. So when you're practicing this, practicing the duration of it, same thing with like the place command. What you want to do is like, you know, if you're watching a movie, down her, have your remote, have the short leash on, and then stepping on the leash. If you're working from home on your desktop, same thing there. If you're going to go to a restaurant, it's better to use this command because with the place command, she can stand up. So when like the waiter or waitress comes by, they can stand up and maybe like, you know, maybe get in the way. Versus down, they're in the down position only and they should be resting. Let's say you're going to talk to your friend, you're in heel, you see your friend, oh, hey, how are you? You know you're going to talk for a while. So we know that she's going to be not going to want to stay in that auto sit for a little bit. So you would just cue the word down immediately, step on the leash, talk to your friend. But yeah, so for the sit, similar to auto sits and similar to what I was doing here, what we're going to be doing is giving leash pressure up and then cueing the word sit. So sit, up, tap, good. Tap, good, good girl. Break. Yes, good girl. Come here. Good. We might see some confusion here because we've been drilling down, down. So this is why we step on the leash. Tap, 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 tap. Good. Good. So again, I'll just do sit 2 more times just so it's not confusing her, but same thing, pulling up and then tapping. Sit, tap. Good. Good girl. Break. Good. So she's probably gonna lay down here. Let's see what she does. Down. And then a shot. Break. Come here. Let's try here. Good. Down. Tap. Tap. There we go. Good girl. Sit. Tap. Tap. Good girl. And then for the stationary work, for both commands, you can do your walk around. So sit, so much to stay. If she's getting up, you pause, pull up, and then tap. So being in this position right here is very helpful. If she gets up, stop, pull up, and then tap until the butt goes down. Down, tap, tap. Good. Tap, tap, tap. Good girl. So same thing here. Tap, 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 tap. She's like curling. Let me see. Tap. Good. So here again, tap, 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 tap. There we go. So again, do a walk around. So if she gets up from a down, immediately start tapping and then getting her back in the spot and then in the position. So let's say she breaks it. Having your leash like this is helpful to keep her there, but then you're gonna have to make her go back down. So then when you're like this and she breaks it, tap, tap, maybe step on the leash or approach her and then use either the first method or the second method, foot on leash or hand on shoulders. Right, Stella? Right, Stella? Stella, Stella, Stella. So here, tap, tap. Good, she's got it. So here, tap, 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 tap. Almost. Tap. Good girl. Tap. Good. Do you want to roll over? Good. And if she wants to roll over, that's fine. We don't need anything fancy. So here, tap, tap. Good girl. Tap, 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 tap. Good girl. Tap. Good, so that one, she's starting to get it now. When I came back and I addressed her, she went right back down without any help or any other taps. It was just the one tap. So here again, tap. Good. Wait a moment. Good. It's hard to tell if she's laying down or if she's about to get up. Good girl, Stella. So here, tap, tap. Good. You can't have my foot. Good. So that's it. Again, if she breaks the command, we do not repeat, just correcting like I was doing here. Hi, from the Camp Perspective. Today we have Stella. In this video, we're going to be going over the recall. So we have two things. We have the 30-foot long leash and then a short leash. The 30-foot is just to make the distance and make the recall happen, the command happen, and just forcing it to happen. And then the short leash is to create the distance. So the setup we have here is like a two-handler, creating distance, and then me calling Stella and then restarting over and over. This is just to create the foundation of the recall. This is unrealistic because usually when you recall your dog, they're either running away or chasing something, just in motion. So here she's going to be in like stationary, but it's just to create the foundation. So for the long leash, for safety, we put our thumb into the loop and then we close it here. And then we use our left hand and right hand to really, I have the e-collar in my right hand, so it's kind of like this. And then I have my left hand holding the rest of the leash and my right hand is the one reeling it in. Once she's close enough, I'm going to lock this. So I'm going to use my pointer finger and flip it like this and then close it. So then it's locked here. I'll show it again. So I'm reeling it in here. And I'm just letting the excess just hit the ground. And then once she's close enough, because we don't want 30 feet more going behind me, so I'll just lock it like this. And I'm going to be using food too. And then I'm also going to be reeling it in, and I'm going to be taking 3 to 4 steps back just to draw her in, and it's also just like a visual for her for recall. And then after those 3 to 4 steps back, I will hold my position and see what she does. If she passes me, I turn, face her, do it again, address it again. But what I'm going to be doing is, we'll go ahead and get set up. Bree's going to take Stella over there, and it'll be better to show you. So right now, the leash is slack. But now when I pull, now when I pull right here, there's tension here. So with this tension, we're going to be pairing it with the e-collar. So once I start tapping, I'll let Brianna know when I'm tapping, then she'll drop the leash. And then once Stella's making her way, I'm going to take 3 to 4 steps back. If Stella passes me, same thing. I turn, face Stella, 3 to 4 steps back, start tapping and reeling it in my leash. And same thing, if she goes left, right, behind me, passing me, same thing. If she's coming to me but then stops, again, I reel in my leash and then continue tapping. I don't repeat anything. We're not even going to be using words right now. We're just going to be creating the foundation before we use Stella come. So I'm going to go down. So what does 40 get us? Okay, I'll start at 40. Or no, I'll do 45. Because we want to start lower than her regular working number because we're teaching something new. So here's tension right here. And I'm going to start tap, 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 tap. 3 to 4 steps back. Reeling in my leash. Good girl. And then I'm going to tap for the sit. Good girl. Good. You do not want the turkey? Here. Okay. So she wasn't taking the kibble. Break. And we moved on to turkey, but now she's not taking the turkey. So we'll just do as is. So another thing, 1 to 2 feet. When she comes, she has to be 1 to 2 feet in the vicinity of our space and in the sitting position. And she's not allowed to leave us until given the break command. So again. So here's tension. And then tap, tap, tap. Good. 3 to 4 steps back. Good girl. Good. I'm going to tap for the sit. Good. Good girl. Break. I'm going to go a little higher, go to 50. Good. And then here's tension. And then tap. Good girl. Good girl. Break. Okay. Here's tension. Tap, tap. Good girl. Good. Yes, good girl. And then break. So now we're going to change it up since I'm starting to see some consistency with it. We're going to tap first. Well, we'll do one more. One more, then we'll change it up. Good. So here, so this is why we have the two handlers. Okay, so here's tension, and tap, tap, good girl. Good, and tap for the sit. Good girl. And then break. So now we'll change it up. Are you good, Elias?
Yeah. Oh. You want to leave the training pouch back there?
Does it still have turkey in it?
No.
Yeah, you can leave it back there. So now we're going to do tap first, then leash, because we want the e-collar to be doing the work, not the leash. So here, it's slack. So I'm going to give it tap, tap, good girl. And I can still reel it in. I'm going to tap for the sit. Good girl. Good girl, Stella. Break. Oh, sorry. You can go on lunch if you want. So here again, just gonna tap, tap, good. Good, break. One more. Tap. Good. Now it's just one tap. It's really good. So tap again for the sit. Good girl. I got kind of sit. Okay. Break. So now we'll add the keyword. Stella, come, tap, and I'll explain why we want to tap after every time we call her. But everything remains the same. If she's struggling, I'll use the leash to help her. Stella, come, tap. Good. What? So here, tap. Tap. Good girl. Break. Do you have Baylor's remote, Elias?
Yeah.
Oh. Stella, come. Tap. Good. Tap. Good girl. Break. Oh, good. So even though she's coming, I'm still tapping. And I'll explain that later. Stella, come. Tap. Tap. Good. Good girl. So here we want to sit. So what I'm going to do is correct this. Okay, she got it. Good. Break. And this will be the last one. Good. So slack leash. Let her settle. Stella, come. Tap. Good. And I gave 2 taps while she was coming to me. Okay, good. You're good. No, I'll keep her for the video. Good girl. Yeah, she's still not taking it. So, is Miko boarding? Is Miko gonna board or? So we started off leash pressure, then tapping. Leash pressure, then tapping, just creating the foundation before we add cue, because if we add the cue, it's going to mean nothing to Stella. So we create the foundation. Once we see some consistency with that, then we move on to e-collar only, and then leash if needed. Then once we see some consistency with that, us knowing that, okay, it's the e-collar that's making her come, not the long leash, then we can move on to the word. So Stella come, tap, even if she's coming, and then 3 to 4 steps back, hold, see what she does, and she's been good about coming to us. But if she were to pass us, again, turn, face her, and we repeat the same thing, taking 3 to 4 steps back and then tapping, and then, but we don't repeat the command. So the reason why we want to tap after we call Stella is because if she comes to us on cue, perfect. But then if we keep practicing it that way, when we go out in the real world, and let's say she's off leash, Stella come, we think she's not going to come, but then as soon as she's going to come, we tap, so we tap too late because she's already coming. There could be 2 things that happen. She might shut down or run the opposite way because she's thinking she's doing something wrong. So if we force the confusion here, and then we can kind of like verify what is going on for her, then when we go out there, it wouldn't be a problem because then she knows, okay, even though I get tapped when I'm on my way, that still means to do the command, fulfill the command. So that's really important. We want to practice that just in the beginning. Again, 3 to 4 steps back. Practice the recall, then tap in the beginning. Later on, when she's solid, you don't need to do it. The 3 to 4 steps back is important because it's the visual. So let's say we're at the beach with Stella and we're calling her, Stella come, and we're tapping and she's looking for us and she sees us, but we're tapping and maybe she decides to sit. Once she sees us moving 3 to 4 steps back, then she's like, oh, that's recall. And then she'll start to make her way to us. It was for Winnie. She was about hop. It's just the visual for her, so she knows what it is. So keep doing the 3 to 4 steps back and tapping in the beginning. So if you have a partner, someone to help out, you can practice this scenario, this scenario here. If you want to do this by yourself, what you can do is go out into like a park or an open area, have your 30-foot long leash, let her, kind of roam around, and then whenever you're ready, do a recall. If she likes chasing squirrels or she's got good prey drive, let her chase a squirrel. Maybe the squirrel goes up a tree, let her, hang around the tree for a little bit, barking or whatever she's doing. And then you can just do a recall from there. Since she's distracted and she's chasing something, she's not focused on you. Do a recall and then praise her and everything. What you don't want to do is do recalls every single time you go to the park. So for example, when you go to the park, doing a recall like 3 times, the next time you go, like you just keep drilling it out. You don't want to do that because then Stella's going to not want to roam around. She's going to want to just stick with you because she's going to be like, well, if I go roam around, you're just going to call me anyway, so I might as well just stay with mom or dad. So being inconsistent with it, with how many times you're doing recalls. So for example, you can do 1 recall that day, the next day don't do any, the next day do 3, the next day don't do any, and then maybe like do it last when you're gonna call her. When you're gonna call her, and when you're wrapping up your little her free time. So let's say she's running around doing her thing, recall, and then you can leave. Or you can practice recall in the beginning and, mix it up basically so that she's not just thinking she's going to get called every single time she wants to go roam around. What else? Once she goes into the recall, you can do a few things. You can put her into a heel. So let's say she goes to your right side. You can just start walking, say heel, and help her out going to your left. Going to your left. If she's close to you, let's say she's coming, Stella comes, she comes, good girl. She's not allowed to leave until you say break, and she's supposed to be sitting. Because sometimes if you're not that strict, they'll come, but then they'll go. Because you're not applying the strictness and the discipline of recall. Recall is come to me and sit in my 1 to 2 feet vicinity. Because a lot of trainers will do come, and they'll just come standing and everything, and they'll be good, and then you'll just see the dog just continue running around. So this is why we have this much discipline in just this command. When you're doing long leash work, if you notice that Stella's making her way to you and she gets tangled up, let's say this is like one loop around her leg, you want to work her through that because it's considered a distraction. So for example, let's say that happened today. We didn't see it, but let's say it happened. I would keep pulling her and keep tapping until she made her movement towards me, and then release it because she's thinking, I'm tangled up. But we're letting her know that even though there's a distraction, she still needs to come. So for example, if she's running to us and the squirrel runs past, she's going to be like the squirrel. But no, we keep the pressure on until she makes her way to us. What else? If it's wrapped around really good, you take the time to undo it because injuries can happen with long leash work. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Yep, that's it. Break.